Hey everyone, welcome to Rapid Reviews. So today we're talking about Chapter 21 of The Mandalorian, titled The Pirate. So again, we get another really fun episode of the show. It starts in Navarro, where we're witness to some city planning when pirates attack. Greef Karga escapes with the citizens and sends out a call for help to the man who will always be known as Kim's Convenience, to me, Captain Carson Tiva. He receives the message and heads off to Coruscant to attempt to get help for Navarro. On a side note, we get a great little cameo from Zeb from Rebels. I have to say, I love the way the show is using cameos and Easter eggs throughout the season. It doesn't feel gratuitous, and while nothing is as big as Luke in Chapter 18, the show is doing a great job of sprinkling in things that really put a smile on my face. I also thought the CGI for Zeb looked sharp, and I'm assuming that we're going to see him again in Ahsoka. Tiva meets with a bureaucrat, Colonel Tuttle, played by Tim Meadows, who, with some nudging by Elia Kane, denies the request for help. Tiva then finds the new Mandalorian outpost by tracking R5. It's a bit of a stretch to think of how he would have worked it out, but my best guess is that maybe he reached out to Peli, who then told him where to look. Whatever the case, he encounters the Mandalorians, finds Din, and explains the situation. We then get a scene of Din trying unconvincingly to get the other Mandalorians to follow him to help Greef Karga. Eventually, Paz Vizsla has a chance to speak, and initially it looks like he's completely against it. But then they pull a swerve, and he actually has a great reason and gives a great speech for why they should help. So the Mandalorians head to Navarro and pretty easily dispatch the pirates. I've said it all season, but once again, the battle here looks spectacular. The dogfights continue to look great. The Mandalorians fighting on the ground looked really good. I love that we're seeing the color and just how colorful all the different Mandalorian uniforms are. Overall, it was an exciting and fun battle. It was shot really well, and it just looked really great. I can't say enough about it. After they win, they're rewarded with their own plot of land on Navarro, and it seems like they're going to live out in the open. So the last 5 minutes of the episode sets up a lot for the rest of the season and possibly beyond. First, the armorer shockingly has Bo-Katan remove her helmet. She believes that Bo really did see the mythosaur, and she sees her as having a greater purpose, which is helping to unite all the Mandalorians, and eventually going back to Mandalore. It's shocking given the armorer's strident adherence to the creed, but something must have changed for her. The second major revelation is that Moth Gideon has been taken away from the New Republic, and it appears as if Mandalorians were involved. So there's a lot to talk about with these two revelations. First, it seems uncharacteristic of the armorer to have Bo-Katan remove her helmet. There's no reason why she couldn't go out and do the same thing while still wearing the helmet. Whatever the case, the mythosaur sighting must have had a huge impression, and it's possible that the armorer is just seeing a bigger picture. But then, in Episode 1, Bo-Katan revealed that the people following her left. So without Darksaber, is her claim of seeing the mythosaur enough to bring them back? Also, having just been given land, it's a little strange that they're right away going to leave for Mandalore. Regarding the second revelation, that's definitely interesting. Were the Mandalorians being set up? Was there another sect involved? Or Mandalorians simply just hired for the extraction? So there's definitely a bunch of intrigue here, and I'd like to see where it goes. I really liked this episode. It was exciting while giving the show some of the forward momentum that I felt it was lacking. We didn't get much of Grogu and Din, and it actually feels like Bo-Katan is the main character this season. It's not a complaint, but it's certainly interesting. My only issue with the episode is that I feel like an episode like this should have happened a little bit earlier in an 8-episode season. But that's beside the point now. I do want to call out some great fan service in the episode, as it perfectly straddled that line before being a little too much. We had the aforementioned Zeb. There's also a discussion about who shot first, and then we get a great line with Din saying, "I like those odds." So there's a lot to do in the next 3 episodes. But that being said, I'm excited to see that the show finally has some momentum, and I'd like to see how the show manages to tie up all these threads that suddenly have appeared. It finally appears as if things are coming together for this season, and I give this episode a 9. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. We can be found on all social media platforms at portable_hole. We're also on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, any podcast aggregators at Portable Hole Publishing. And you can email us at portableholepub@gmail.com.